Hi there, my name is Megan Taylor and I'm a doctoral student at the Texas Center for Performing Arts Health where we study musicians' health. In light of COVID-19, we have expanded our work to create these videos for student musicians to learn about instrument hygiene. Later in this video, you will learn how to clean your instrument. For now, I would like to remind you of some of the personal hygiene habits that can help keep our instruments clean. I know this can feel like a lot of things to try to remember when you're trying to play your instrument, but the good news is that we're all in this together. Talk with your classmates and your teachers about how you plan to keep yourself and others safe during band and orchestra class. Also, remember to ask your teachers if you have any questions or if you need any help with anything that you're about to see in the remainder of this video. From all of us here at the We Mean Clean project, thank you for watching and stay healthy.
Hello, my name is Justin Cooper. My coworker Ann McMillan and myself run the University of North Texas Instrument Repair Shop. Our jobs are to provide repair services to the university students, the university-owned instruments, and the surrounding community. In addition to this, we teach classes in brass and woodwind instrument repair and maintenance, as well as offer workshops and clinics for band directors and music educators. We are excited to be partnering with the Texas Center for Performing Arts Health and the Texas Academy of Math and Sciences to bring you these series of videos on how to properly clean your instruments at home. Please note that this type of cleaning does not sterilize or disinfect an instrument, but if done on a regular basis, will keep your instrument in good working order and free of harmful buildup. If you feel your instrument needs that kind of attention, we urge you to please reach out to your local music store or your band director for further guidance. We would also like to note that you need to follow the instructions very precisely. Any deviation from the instructions as outlined in the video could cause harm to your instrument or yourself, so please be advised. If you have any questions about anything you've seen in these videos, please feel free to reach out to either Ann or myself. We hope you find these videos very helpful and informative. Thanks.
Hi everyone, my name is Elena and I'm a high school senior at the Texas Academy of Mathematics and Science, and I play the flute. So today I'll be showing you how to clean your flute head joint with materials at home. We won't be dealing with the body of the flute in this video because it's a little complicated. So there are two methods of cleaning your flute head joint. The first method uses dish soap and the second method uses rubbing alcohol. Feel free to choose one or the other, whichever works best for you. So for the first method, what you'll need is dish soap, obviously. You'll also need some warm water. You don't want to use hot because that might be bad for the instrument, but lukewarm water should do. You also don't need to have it in a tub like I do here. You can do this at the sink. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. You'll also need a clean soft cloth. So this can be a dish towel, a hand towel, or a microfiber cleaning cloth like I have here. You basically just want to make sure that it's a soft cloth that won't scratch your instrument. If you have a flute polishing cloth like the ones from Carolyn's flute shop, I would recommend using these for what we're doing here because they have treatment in them and you don't want to wash that off. Not all polishing cloths have treatment, however, so some of them might be fine, but certainly this kind I wouldn't recommend using for what we're doing today. You'll also need a cleaning rod, and this comes with your flute usually. I'd recommend using a wood one or a plastic one if you have one, because the metal ones can scratch your instrument. You'll also need a swab. If you don't have a swab, you can also make your own using a piece of cloth. So you can use an old bed sheet, an old t-shirt, or a handkerchief, and cut a 6 by 3 inch rectangle out of it. I'd recommend having 2 swabs for what we're doing here today because you'll be getting one of them wet and then you'll be able to keep one of them dry. If you have a flute wand or a pouch swab, I'd recommend keeping this dry and then making the second swab so that you can get that one wet So before you start cleaning your instrument, make sure to wash your hands so that your hands are clean. And now we can start cleaning the flute. So what you want to do is add a few drops of the dish soap to the water so that the water is soapy. I've already done that here. And then you're going to take your soft cloth and wet it with the soapy water and wipe down the outside of the flute. While you're wiping down the outside of the flute, make sure that you do not get the water in through the top, because if you do that, you might get the cork on the inside of the head joint wet, and you don't want to do that because that'll damage the cork. So I'd only recommend wiping up to like this point. So just get the entire outside of the flute. You can't really see the soap in here because my water's not as soapy. So once you're done wiping the outside of the flute, then you'll want to clean the inside of the flute. So to do that, you want to take your swab and put it into the loop of the cleaning stick, like you normally would if you're cleaning your instrument, like that. Wrap it around the stick. Make sure to wrap it around the top of the stick too so that it's covered with the swab. And you want to wet the swab with the soapy water. And then clean the inside of the head joint. You want to use smooth up and down motions while you're doing this. You don't want to be too aggressive or else that might be bad for the instrument. You don't want to damage your instrument. So just make sure to be gentle. And make sure you get all of the inside of the flute so you can get all of that gunk out of there. And once you're done doing that, and you think you've gotten everything on the inside of the head joint, and what you're going to do is wash, basically, the soap out of the head joint. So you're going to have to rinse out your swab, which should be really soapy by now, and just rinse out the soap. And then put it back onto the stick, and then repeat the process of cleaning the inside of the flute. You might have to do this process multiple times if you have a lot of soap in there to make sure that you get all the soap out of there. For time purposes, I'm just going to skip ahead, but you might have to do this a couple of times to make sure that you get all the soap out of there. So once you're done cleaning out all the soap from the inside of the head joint, what you want to do is clean off, is dry the inside of the flute. So you want to take your dry swab, or I have my flute wand here, and dry the inside as best as you can. If you only have one swab, what you can do is clean the swab that you dry the swab that you already used with a towel and just dry it the best you can, like that. And you can do it a little more thoroughly than I did, but I'm using my flute wand right now to dry off the inside, so that the inside is dry, because you don't want to keep all of that moisture inside the flute. So after you're done drying the inside of the head joint, then you're going to want to dry the outside of the flute. So if you have another dry towel, you can use that to clean the outside. I'm just going to use the dry portion of the towel I used earlier. And just dry off the outside of the head joint. And once you're done completely drying your head joint, you can set it somewhere safe so that it can air dry, so that it's completely dry before you put in the case. And after you're done doing all of that, you want to wash out the soap out of your swab or your wand or whatever you used, so that the soap doesn't dry in here, because you want to make sure that this is clean for the next time you want to use it. So that's how you clean your flute using the soap method. For the second method, you'll need your clean soft cloth again, and it should be dry when you start doing this. Mine is a little wet because I did the other method. You'll also need rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. And if you have the alcohol prep pads like this, these are also very convenient to use. If you don't have them, that's fine. They're just more convenient. If you also want to clean the inside of the embouchure hole, you can also use Q-tips, cotton swabs. That's also an optional step, so you don't have to if you don't want to. And this is only if you can obtain rubbing alcohol. It might be hard to because it's in really high demand right now. So it's fine if you use the first method instead of the second method. It's just whatever you have available to clean your flute. So what you want to do for the second method is, if you're using the alcohol prep pads, you can simply use this to wipe down the outside of the flute. You especially want to get the lip plate area because that's the area of the flute that touches our face, so it needs the most cleaning. If you're just using the rubbing alcohol, dab a little bit of it onto your cloth. You don't want to put too much because that might be bad for the instrument, so don't saturate the cloth. It shouldn't be dripping wet, but just enough so that the cloth is damp. And then you'll, just like what you did with the other method, you'll just wipe down the head joint with the cloth. If there's buildup in the embouchure hole, like on the walls of this hole, and you want to clean it out, then you can take a cotton swab and put some rubbing alcohol on it. Again, you don't want to saturate this with the rubbing alcohol. It should just be damp. And then you can gently clean the inside walls of the hole and get all of the gunk out of there. After you're done wiping down the flute with the rubbing alcohol, make sure to use a clean cloth to dry off any of the excess rubbing alcohol, because you don't want to have the alcohol just sitting on the flute. You don't want it to dry on there. And then after you're done with all of that, again, just set it somewhere safe to dry so it can air dry, and it'll be safe. And again, you'll also want to wash the rubbing alcohol out of whatever you use, because you don't want it to dry in there, so it can be clean for the next time you use them. And that's how you clean your flute using the rubbing alcohol method. So those are the two methods of cleaning your flute head joint with household materials. I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy, and I hope that this video was helpful. Thanks for watching.